You ever feel it? That sting when someone cuts you off mid-sentence, or the weight when they brush past you like you're not even there. Maybe it's your boss dismissing your ideas with a smirk, or your friend talking over you like your voice doesn't matter, or that stranger who looks through you like you're invisible. You've got something to say, something real, but they don't hear it. They don't see you. And deep down it burns. You're not respected. You're not feared. You're just there. I've been that guy. A few years back, I was the one fading into the background. I'd pitch ideas at work, good ones, and watch my team nod, then ignore me. I try to lead a conversation with friends, only to get drowned out by loudermouths. Even at home, my own family would half listen, eyes on their phones, like I was white noise. I'd talk more, push harder, raise my voice, nothing. One day I snapped, stood in a meeting, laid out a plan, and some punk cut in with a joke. Everyone laughed. I shrank. I wasn't a king. I was a damn fool. But this isn't about staying small. This is about how I flipped it, stopped begging for respect, and started commanding it, without shouting, without pleading. I didn't crack skulls or turn into some loudmouth asshole. I found something sharper, something ancient, Stoicism. Men like Marcus Aurelius didn't need to yell. People shut up when they walked in. That's what I learned to do. Speak so they listen, stand so they bow, all without saying a damn thing extra. Today, I'm handing you the tools, not to talk more, but to say less and mean it. This isn't about fancy speeches or slick lines. It's about speaking like a king, forcing respect with your presence, your silence, your steel. You don't need a crown or $1,000,000. You just need to decide, right now, that you're done being ignored, done being a shadow. Imagine this. You step into a room, work, a bar, your own house, and heads turn. Not because you're loud, but because you're solid. You open your mouth, and they lean in. Not out of pity, but out of weight. That's not a pipe dream. It's what I'm about to show you. Respect isn't begged for, it's taken. I took mine, and you can too. I'll never forget the moment it shifted. After that meeting where I got laughed off, I went home, pissed, fists clenched, ready to give up. But I didn't. I remembered something Seneca said. He who is silent is often stronger. I'd been yelling to be heard. Wrong move. Next day, I walked into work, said nothing, just stared down the punk who'd cut me off. He froze. I didn't need words. He felt it. That was the start, the first spark of speaking like a king. So why are you still scrambling for their ears? Why are you letting them walk over you, day after day? You don't have to. I've carved this path, and I'm pulling you along. But this isn't for the weak. It's going to demand you face yourself, ditch the chatter, and stand like you mean it. If you've got the guts for that, you're about to force respect, without a word more than you need. Stay with me. We're going in deep. Let's cut the bullshit. You're tired of being overlooked, aren't you? Tired of pouring your guts into words that fall flat. Meetings where you're a ghost. Hangouts where you're a footnote. Arguments where you're a punching bag. You've got fire in you, ideas, strength, something worth hearing. But they don't see it. You talk, they yawn. You push, they shrug. You're not a king. You're a beggar, and it's eating you alive. I've lived that. After that day, I stared down my coworker and felt the shift. I started seeing it everywhere. I wasn't invisible because I lacked talent. I was invisible because I was screaming for attention. I'd ramble at work, trying to prove myself. Nobody cared. I'd argue with friends, raising my voice to win. Nobody listened. Even with my girlfriend, I'd explain myself, till I was blue. Nobody respected me. I thought volume was power. I was dead wrong. Here's the truth. Respect doesn't come from your mouth. It comes from your spine. I'm not here to teach you how to talk louder or charm harder. What I'm giving you is better, a way to speak like a king, to force respect without saying a damn word more than you have to. This comes from Stoicism, not some dusty book, but a code carved by men who ruled empires with their presence. They didn't beg, they commanded. That's what I'm showing you today. How to stop pleading and start owning. Think of your voice like a blade. You've been swinging wild, slashing at the air, hoping to hit something. That's why they don't flinch. A king doesn't flail. He strikes once, clean, and it's done. Most people never learn that. They yap till they're hoarse, chasing nods that never come. You're not them, not if you're here. I'm going to show you how to sharpen that blade, how to stand so tall they can't look away, how to speak so they shut up and hear you, without a shout, without a plea. This isn't just talk, I've walked it. After that stare down, I stopped running my mouth. Next meeting, I didn't ramble, said my piece, short, hard, then sat back. The room went quiet, boss nodded, team followed. At a bar, I didn't yell over the noise, just leaned in, spoke low, and my crew listened. Even my girl started paying attention, not because I begged, but because I stopped. I wasn't a chatterbox anymore. I was a man with weight. That's my deal to you. Stick with me, and I'll show you how to speak like a king, force respect with less, not more. You'll walk in, say what matters, and watch them bend, not because you're loud, but because you're solid. This isn't about tricks or gimmicks. It's about power, about stripping away the noise to stand as you. I've been where you are, unheard, unseen, and I clawed my way up. You can too. It's not soft, and it's not quick, but it's real. Keep listening. We're digging into the meat of it. You're here because you're done being a whisper in the wind. You're sick of talking yourself hoarse, sick of the blank stares, the interruptions, the way they tune you out like static. Good, because begging for respect is a losing game. It makes you small, makes you weak. I'm not here to coddle you or sell you some chatty fix. I'm here to forge you, teach you how to speak like a king, force respect without a word you don't mean. Let's get to work. This is where you build the steel. Stoicism showed me this. Words don't earn respect, presence does. Epictetus said, "First learn to be silent, then speak." I used to think silence was surrender, thought I had to fill the air, prove my worth with noise. After that day, I shut down my coworker with a look. I saw the lie. I'd been yammering, meetings, fights, everywhere, thinking it made me big. It didn't. It made me a clown. Real kings don't babble. They command, and the room bends. That's the trick. Less talk, more weight. Here's how it works. Control your silence. Sharpen your words. Own your ground. First, silence. Most people can't shut up. They ramble when they're nervous, argue when they're mad. That's weakness. Next time you're in a spot, say your buddy cuts you off. Don't jump in. Pause. Look him dead in the eye. I tried this at work. Guy interrupted me mid-sentence. I stopped, stared. He stammered, backed off. Didn't need to yell. He felt the weight. Silence isn't empty. It's a weapon. Second, sharpen your words. When you do speak, make it count. Seneca said, "What is required is not a lot of words, but force behind them." I used to over-explain, pitch an idea, then drown it in fluff. After I quit that, I tested it. Next meeting, I laid out a plan. 3 sentences, done. Boss asked a question, I answered 2 words. He nodded and moved. No chatter, just steel. You got stuff to say. Say it short. Say it hard, stop. They'll hear you, not because you're loud, but because you're clear. Third, own your ground. Marcus Aurelius wrote, stand straight, not straighten. Chasing their approval bends you. Standing firm pulls them in. I'd argue with my girl, chasing her okay. Lost every time. One night, she snapped at me. Old me would have begged. Knew me stood, said, "I'm not fighting this," and walked to the kitchen. She followed, apologized. Didn't chase her respect, owned mine, and she came. You've got people ignoring you. Don't bend. Stand. They'll feel it. This isn't theory, it's practice. I started small. Barista got my order wrong. I didn't rant, just said, "Fix it." Calm, firm. Done in 10 seconds. Then bigger. Friend trashed my idea. I didn't argue, just looked, said, "Think again," and waited. He did. Each time, I got sharper, less words, more power. One day, my dad cut me off mid-story. Old me would have pushed. Knew me paused, stared. He shut up, listened. That's the shift, silence, steel stance. You're not a chatterbox. You're a king. You can start this now. Tomorrow, someone interrupts. Don't flinch. Pause, look. Boss skips your input. Don't ramble. Say it once, sit. Friend challenges you, don't chase, stand, speak, wait. It'll feel weird good. I failed plenty. Yelled at co-worker once. Babbled to my girl. But I kept at it. Silence got heavier. Words got harder. Ground got solid. You don't need a stage. Just guts. We're building to the peak. Keep rolling. You've got the bones now, silence. Sharp words. Solid ground. But this isn't about playing it safe. It's about wielding it like a damn sledgehammer. I didn't just learn to speak like a king to blend in. I learned it to rule. After I started shutting up and standing firm, I didn't coast, I pushed. And when the real fight came, that's when I saw what this can do. Turn a nobody into a force they can't ignore. This is where it hits hard, where respect isn't asked for, it's taken. I'd been honing it, less talk, more weight. Work was shifting. Teams stopped cutting me off. Boss started listening. Friends noticed. Conversations bent my way, not theirs. Even my girl was different, less fights, more nods. Then the test landed. New guy at work, loud, cocky. Thought he'd run the show. First meeting, I pitch, he interrupts, smirks. That won't work. Old me would have argued, chased his buy-in. New me didn't blink, stare him down, said, "It will," and sat. Room froze, he backpedaled. Didn't need a speech, he felt it. That's the fire of this. It's not about waiting for their okay. It's about making them give it. Seneca said, the greatest empire is to command yourself. I stopped chasing their ears, commanded mine. Next day, same guy tried again, louder pressure. I didn't flinch, looked, said, "You're done." Low, hard. He shut up, team leaned in. Boss gave me the next lead. Not because I begged, but because I owned it. Silence hit. Words cut. Ground held, they bowed. It spilled everywhere. Bar with friends. Loudmouth starts bragging. Cuts me off. I didn't shout, paused, locked eyes, said, "Finish, then I'll talk." He did, quiet. Crew listened, not because I was loud, but because I wasn't. Home too, sister ranted, ignored me. I stood, said, "I'm here," and waited. She stopped, heard me out. Didn't chase her respect, forced it. That's the trick. Less noise, more power, and they can't look away. The big moment hit a month later. Work crisis. Project tanked. Team panicked. Boss yelled. Old me would have scrambled, talked fast, chased fixes. New me walked in, silent, till they stopped. Said, "We're doing this." Short, firm. Laid the plan, stood. No one argued, boss nodded. Team moved. We pulled it off, not because I shouted, but because I didn't have to. Next day, that loudmouth came to me, asked my take. Didn't chase his respect, he chased mine. That's the peak. Speak like a king, and they kneel. This is what I'm driving at. Words alone are weak. Presence is king. I went from a guy they ignored to a guy they follow. Not by talking more, but by owning less. You got fights coming. Work, friends, life. Don't babble, stand. I turned a punk smirk into silence, a crisis into a win. A shrug into a nod, not with noise, but with steel. You're there now, unheard, unseen, but you've got the tools. Don't ask, take. We're heading to the close. Stay with me. You've got it all now, silence, steel words, unshakable ground. The way to speak like a king, enforce respect without a word you don't mean. I didn't bring you here to feel good or nod along. I brought you here to wake up. To grab what's yours, to turn your voice into a damn throne. But this isn't a gift, it's a challenge. You can sit there, keep yapping for crumbs, keep fading out. Or you can stand up, wield this, and make them listen, starting today. Picture it. You walk in tomorrow, work, bar, home, and they feel you before you speak. You open your mouth, once sharp, and they hang on it. Not because you're loud, but because you're heavy. That's not a fairy tale. That's what I've lived. I went from a guy that brushed off to a guy that can't. Team follows. Friends lean in. Family hears. You're a heartbeat from that. Drop the noise. Own the weight. Don't kid yourself. This takes guts. When I started, I wasn't some Stoic badass. I was shaky. Rambled at a co-worker after a jab. Begged my girl to hear me. But I didn't quit. I shut up harder. Spoke sharper. Stood taller. That crisis at work, team on my back, loudmouth bowing, That was my proof. Less words, more king. You'll stumble. Yell when you shouldn't. Chase when you don't need to. But you'll get up, because you're built for this. Stoicism showed me. Respect isn't spoken, it's forged. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one." He ruled through chaos, silent, solid, respected. Me, I ruled a room. Same way. You've got that in you. Stop pleading. Start being. This isn't about chatter. It's about command. Silence hits. Words cut. Presence rules. They don't give respect. You take it. What's it gonna be? Keep talking till you're hoarse. Ignored at work. Drowned by friends. Unseen at home. Or speak like a king. Force it with less, not more. I don't care if you're 18. Scrambling for a voice. Or 35. Tired of being skipped. This isn't about your years. It's about your stand. Tomorrow, someone cuts you off. Don't flinch. Pause, lock eyes. Boss skips you. Don't ramble. Say it once, sit. Friend doubts you. Don't chase. Speak, wait. You'll feel it. Shift starts day one. Respect locks in fast. I went from a ghost to a force. Team follows me. Loudmouths bow. Family listens. Not because I begged, but because I stopped. That's not luck. That's choice. You've got the same shot. Don't just hear this. Live it. Skip the next rant, the next plea, the next scramble. Pause, sharpen, stand. You'll see. Room quiets, heads turn. Respect lands, not in months, but days. This is your call to rise. Life's loud. It'll keep coming, keep testing. But you're ready. You're not a talker, you're a king. Like this, and hit subscribe to Daily Stoic Life if you want more. Not for me, but for you. To build a voice they can't ignore. Now get out there. Silence the noise. Speak with steel. Force the respect. You're not a shadow. You're a crown. Go wear it.